I'm a lazy guy, so this is exactly what I read the other night. So, shoot for the price of one. When I moved countries to teach at NYU in 1990, I knew I was always also coming to live in Greenwich Village. I was coming to work with Edgar Doctorow and Sharon Olds. I was coming to the village of Emma Goldman and Edna Vincent Millay, de Kooning, Pollock, and the Cedar Tavern up the road. Bob Dylan, Kerouac, Ginsberg, Charlie Parker, John Coltrane, Kim's Video, the Stonewall Tavern, CBGB, the Talking Heads, and Henry James. I came to work at a great university, which so many of us are or have been connected to, through love, learning, the excitements of the mind, the immense pleasures of teaching. It is only now, 22 years later, that I understand I went to work for a corporation and I fell in love with a company town. Of course, NYU isn't hardly the Wolf-run mining company, and it's not General Electric. And if you read the press releases from John Sexton's office, you can see the company loves the village. Well, he keeps saying so, and we cannot doubt it, can we? At the same time, we must remember that the heart of a corporation is a curious organ. Indeed, the whole organism is peculiar. It loves growth, it needs growth, and its sweet, polite, civilized face tends to change when it is denied what it needs. Corporations are wired that way, and if you point out reasonably that growth is killing the planet, or that an overstressed system will suffer a catastrophic breakdown, or that your need for growth will kill the thing you love, well then, you must be a Luddite. But here is a really uncomfortable thing about corporations. So many of us work for them. So many of us have worked for NYU. Many of us have even trusted our children to them. So this relationship is very, very intimate. And when we realize that our skills, our integrity, our research, our very names are the things the corporation needs to sell itself, if we understand, I'll be with you in a second. And when we realize that our skills, our integrity, our research, our very names are the things the corporation needs to sell itself, if we understand that those bright red feathers on its shaking booty are actually our lifetime achievements, then we can grasp both our power and our responsibility. Would it be too much to say that we are the corporation's cells? That it cannot even breathe without us? That we have the organic power to prevent it from destroying the village we love? By which I mean the village of Jane Jacobs, who stopped Robert Moses driving Fifth Avenue through the middle of Washington Square Park just yesterday. Well, Robert Moses, we know, never drove a car. Looking at these new NYU development plans, I'm inclined to wonder if John Sexton ever took a walk. Because if he did, he would know that the denizens of the village are regular truffle pigs for green. We wander up that little lane by the side of Silver Towers because it's quiet and shady. We cut across by the Picasso, not necessarily for the Picasso, but for the precious space and quiet and that gorgeous grove of oak trees, which the corporation now wants to kill. You know those little garden plots on the corner of Bleecker and LaGuardia? They might not be on our way to anywhere, yet we need them and we seek them out to smell the wet earth, to remember the feel of soil drying on our hands, the smell of a fresh tomato, the wonder of a dogwood blooming. I'm sure NYU has computed the dimensions of the garden, but they're using the wrong units of measurement. If you live in this neighborhood, you measure it in acres. If you live in the village, you plot your life by those little stepping stones of green. You cut through Washington Square, even if it is not the quickest path, or along the course of the old Minetta stream through the cool secret of Downing Street, across to Commerce Street, whose curve we trust, and then into the refuge of that little garden at St. Luke's. In these precious places, life in Greenwich Village is not merely prettier or more human, but sometimes, say in spring, on arriving at the Sasaki Gardens, almost ecstatic. Now the corporation cannot smell this soil. The corporation cannot love the oaks. The corporation cannot measure a garden plot. The corporation is a particular organism, a termite colony that will ultimately destroy its host. NYU is not the only corporation, but this one is ours to deal with. And if we don't do that, no one will. Thank you.